least I get to see your face, Stephen. Thank you for logging on. There we go. I guess good afternoon. It is someone told me today was Saturday. In my mind, it's Tuesday. So I can't think or operate any other way until after the season. So we had a good Tuesday practice. I thought the guys had some good energy. We're so blessed and fortunate to have a wonderful indoor practice facility. Thought about taking them outside this morning, but it would have been dragging and pulling even more teeth to get them motivated to go. So we were inside today. They got after it, some good energy, some good enthusiasm. Like I told them, every day, as we're getting closer, I appreciate the efforts they're putting in. Their minds need to get going as we're getting closer and closer to game day. We got to reel us back in and be focused on the task at hand. And we know, look, the more film we watch on FAU, the more impressed we are with everything they do. We're going to continue our preparation and excited to get to Montgomery on Tuesday night and play that game Wednesday night.
Stephen, first question.
Hey, Ryan, speaking of film, I know FAU isn't the most productive offense in the country, but from reviewing film, what are some things that kind of stand out and make them dangerous for you all?
Yeah, Stephen, so they played two quarterbacks that they like a lot. I mean, they even, if you hear everything they say, they trust both quarterbacks. And when you have that, they both are unique and have different skill sets. And I think that can create, as we've known, we've had that issue this season, right? You've got to prepare two different ways. I even sometimes have different calls depending on who the quarterback is in the game. So their offense able to do that. They've got speed at wide receiver, and they've got a handful of backs that they're not as big as running back committee like we are, but they've got a bunch of backs that they feel are capable. They got solid tight ends, and they got an O-line they trust with some good experience. So I think when you put it all together, Stephen, they're a solid group. They really are. Sometimes you can play an opponent, and I can go and sit down with Coach Mack and defense staff and see, okay, what's the weak link? There's not one specific position or person on their offense. I think they're a solid group. I know they haven't put up the numbers they want statistically as much, but they put themselves in position to own the football and win football games. So I think that's going to be the challenge. We know they're capable of breaking long runs. They do have speed at every position, and our defense will have their hands full.
Terry?
How you doing, Coach?
Good, Terry. How are you?
Doing well. A couple questions for you. How's the health of your team? And also, doing for this game, you just going to pretty much worry about taking care of the things you have to do versus what they have to do for this bowl game?
Yes, sir. Yeah. The health, I think we'll be pretty good to go at most positions, right? We've got guys that are limited in practice, but, we plan to have all hands on deck going into this thing. We're excited. And then, the plan is we know there's things we still need to work on, right? We've talked about our running game. We have to find a way to establish that, Terry. I think that's so important. And then for the defense, we just can't give up the big play. And that's, I know that sounds like coach speak, but that's the truth. If we do that, we give ourselves a chance. It's sad, Terry. You look back at the whole season, and I've told you guys, even with disgust, that we haven't played a game without a turnover. And that's something we have to get fixed because, you guys know good and well, sometimes these bowl games have unusual results. And you say, well, that wasn't what the team looked like all year. And so much depends, all right, as the season goes on, especially this 2020 football season, that there's interesting results. So we got to be as sound on special teams. As you guys know, we're playing a lot of new faces there as our roster has dwindled. So I think the biggest thing is we got to focus on making sure we are assignment sound with all of our stuff. And then, we've got some wrinkles for FAU for sure.
Brian?
Hey, Coach. Robinson is a true freshman at nose tackle, and he's listed as your starter on the 2-deep chart. Talk about his game. I'm sure he's one of the ones that didn't expect maybe a lot of playing time at the beginning of the year, but, has been thrust into a starting role. So if you could talk about him for a little bit.
Absolutely, Brian. So, when John Tate went down, even in the preseason, this offseason, and season-ending injury, right? And then John Cartwright was lost after the first game. Obviously, we were fortunate to get him back. And then, with O'Brien Goodson being out for the season injury. So you start to lose some of those D linemen. We knew that we'd have to rely heavy on Kwan. He is a freshman. He's a powerful freshman. He's one of our strongest players on our team, which is awesome. He's going to continue to work himself to get into shape. but he's smart and he plays the game the right way. He's tough. But he's a like I say, he's like a fire hydrant built in there, right? He's a little bit wider body um, than OB, than Goodson, and I think he's got a very bright future. We got to get him able to play with power consistently, right? Some of those guys that are younger, a little bit bigger, they don't necessarily look the same on play 4 as they, or play 40 as they do on play 4. So it's just keeping his game at a high level. We'll have that rotation in there, but I think he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Stephen?
Hey, after the way Jalen played last week against Houston, how much are you expecting him to kind of have an impact on this game coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to look at, we got some outside backers we like. Obviously, he got the start, and I think he'll get a ton of reps this week. Stephen, I don't think we've decided whether it's going to be, him, Jaleel, Cole, whoever it may be, got that outside backer spot. I think a lot depends on what the personnel dictates, but Jalen's another guy that got thrown in the mix, went from third string to starter, and he had a heck of a game last one. I do think he'll get tons of reps. The nice thing about him, Steven, is he's actually excited to play special teams and taking the bull by the horns there. That's how he initially got on the field for us this year. And I expect good, big things from him. He's going to have to find ways to continue to attack the edge, not only in, their pass protection, but he's got to be able to set it. And they've got some bigger alignment. And the question is, will he be able to handle their offensive tackles or even, outside blocks by tight ends?
Terry?
Hey, Coach, how have you been satisfied with the play of Morris Joseph? He's been one of those under the radar guys, but he's been very consistent the whole year. In the last couple of games, he's actually making even bigger plays. So how has he progressed throughout the year?
Yeah, I'm really, really impressed with Mo Joseph. I think he's a all-conference type D lineman that is playing at extremely high level. If you go back and watch some of his games, you just watch him down in, down out, it's going to be hard to find a more consistent D lineman. I mean, he's able to shed the blocks in the run game, and then in the pass, good luck trying to block him one-on-one, because I do think he is a force inside. And we've been able to move him around, right? He can line up to the left D end, to the right D end, to nose. Even in third down, if we go 4 down, he can move around to all different spots. As he continues to progress and get stronger, I think he has a future at the next level as well. So, for a junior, he's playing really, really well, and he's progressed. He's kind of one of those guys, as y'all know, we got him late last summer, really at the start of training camp. I think his first day was like day 5 of training camp last year. Was able to do some things early in the season, and then kind of took that, I wouldn't say freshman slump because he was older, but it was in the middle of the season, kind of went back down and progressed at the end of last year. Whereas this year, he's been pretty steadily in just doing that. And that's what you want to see for a defensive lineman, especially this late in the year, to continue to get better. Thanks, guys. You all have a great day.
seeing like how the first group played defense, and the first group they really did good. They just couldn't, like, all our shots was like in and out, just first game jitters. So when we came in, we just knew we had to just lock up and get easy buckets.
And final question from Danielle Lerner.
This question is for Damian as well. How did you think that all the new guys today, Musa and Landers, did, and how do you see them contributing going forward?
Great. Just like Coach Penny said, Musa had like 10 and 7. That's his first game. So, you know, that's big. And I don't know Ched's stats, but he played good on offense and defensive end.
Okay. Coach Hardaway, student athletes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. To everyone who took part in the press conference, thank you. Stats will be posted online in this